A lot of people have asked us about gaps on their resume. We've heard people say that they took time off to prepare for the joint entrance exams. They were appearing for the CAT exams. Some people had to take a COVID break because their families were impacted. We often hear women say that they took a maternity break and then had to spend time at home taking care of their children. They believe that these gaps on the resume is the main reason why the resume is not getting shortlisted. Some of them also say that they had a very good interview, but the interviewer rejected them because of the gap on their resume. Any type of gap on your resume has a psychological impact. You start feeling that there is something lacking in you because of which you are not being able to convert into opportunities and jobs. Your career is going nowhere because there is some problem in your resume. Today, let us try and address this issue. I am Tushar Jaruhar and I am the founder of Career Earth. Every day, we spend time helping people figure out what they can improve or change to make their career purposeful. Let us discuss about gaps. So the first and most important thing to understand about gaps is what was the growth that you had during a gap year or a gap period of time. For example, there was a person who lost his job in the mid-30s after having worked in India's booming IT sector for years together. This person spent the time developing skills in data science and machine learning. And as a result, over a period of 18 to 24 months, this person got a job in the lucrative data science area. Interestingly, the person was working for an IT company in India and ended up with a job in a multinational Big Five, a name we all know very well. And for the sake of confidentiality, I'm not spelling it out here. The second important thing to understand is alignment. Another person had a gap. He was working in the pharmaceutical industry and was laid off due to downsizing. The company was doing downsizing and this person thought that he was not fitting in there. The company called him and said, I think why don't you take a break? We really don't have a position for you. And this person became redundant. Now, many of us have faced those issues. For working professionals, that's a reality of life. Let us not hide that or forget about it. So this person decided to become a gym instructor. So he went around learning how the different types of gymming happens, how the machines operate. He took classes on that and became a gym instructor. But then after a few years, he wanted to go back to the pharmaceutical industry, especially after this COVID breakdown. And he found himself unemployable. Everywhere people asked him whether he wanted to be an entrepreneur or whether he really wanted to go back to marketing and sales in the pharmaceutical industry. So let me ask you, what was lacking? I think what was lacking here was alignment. There was no alignment between his previous job in the pharmaceutical industry in marketing and sales, then becoming a gym instructor, and then again trying to go back to doing marketing and sales. Don't waste your time during a gap misaligning yourself. That's one of the most common features we have seen. People do all kinds of things to fill their gap and in the process get completely misaligned with the purpose of their career. If you have a question, you're not able to answer it, come to Career Earth, talk to others in the network and make sure that you are aligned. What is your short-term goal and long-term goal? So the second important thing is alignment. Then comes purpose. For example, you might have a purpose for having taken a gap. You might say, no, I have to raise a family, I'm having a child. We see this often with women. There is a purpose for which they've taken a gap. There are people who take gaps for higher education. I want to do a master's, I want to do a PhD. We've also seen people take a gap to prepare for competitive exams. If there is a purpose and the purpose is aligned with your career goals, then in all honesty, say so. Took a gap year to travel the world. to learn about the different cultures, to learn about how people live and work in different parts of the world. Took a gap year to understand about data science. Took a gap year to raise a family. After all, raising a family is an important national contribution. Many parts of the world today are facing a declining population, unlike us, which we have a growing population. The last and most important thing is strength. From these gaps, there should have been some strengths that would have emerged. Resilience being one of them. Yes, you took a gap because you were either asked to leave a company, you had a health scare, you had to raise a family, you were preparing for the competitive exams. But at the end of this gap, what are the strengths that you have built? It's not just the important strengths on the resume. Oh, I did data science. I tried my hand at entrepreneurship. Oh, I tried to build a brand strategy. The more important thing is some of the salient features that come out of this. Your strengths could be taking initiative, showing resilience, persevering, giving back to society, having an empathetic approach to the real world. Those are also very, very important skills in building a career. We often equate education to building a career. That's not completely true. A lot of people are well educated but are still trying to figure out their way in life. Some of us might be less educated but might have found a purpose, a higher calling for which we are prepared to get up at 7:38 in the morning, get dressed and go to work. So the fundamental question to ask is not whether you have a gap year or not. The fundamental question to ask is whether you have been able to show growth, alignment, purpose, and most importantly, what are some of the strengths that are coming in. At Career Earth, we call this the GAPS framework: growth, alignment, purpose, and strength. Take your gap year, break it down into these 4 pieces, see if you are able to demonstrate proficiency in growth, alignment, purpose, and strength, and then craft your resumes for better impact and for better visibility. We continue to help people. We hope you are enjoying our videos. It would be great if you want to subscribe to us so that in due course of time you can be updated as we post more videos on Career Earth. Career Earth continues to do well, and we are thankful to the community for having been part of us. At the end of this video, we are leaving the GAPS framework for you to look at your leisure and see if you can apply it on your resume if needed.